You go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dyersburg, Indiana. This is Sweet Lou, Jeff Luzatter, along with Chris Walker, as we're getting the fourth game of our trip here to Tennessee. And we're trying to get the lineups done here. I'm going to go ahead and get my game changer going and let Chris take over here a little bit. He's got things rolling. Jeff is the visiting team. We're taking on Hersey, Illinois. Take it away, Chris.
We got Kalani Washington, leadoff man, the shortstop up to the plate. Let me get a quick view of the count here. See if the umpire gives me a signal.
I think
it's a 3-0. Well, I think we have a 3-0 count, Sweet Lou, on the leadoff man, Kalani Washington. Pitch. Ball 4. Kalani's going to reach base on a walk. It's a good start for the Broncos. And folks, I do not know the pitcher's name yet, so give us some time to get our lineups together, and we'll give you an idea of what's going on.
But the pitcher's name's Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, and he is a lefty facing the southpaw here. Mitch Johnson.
Yep.
Brings up the number 2 hitter in the Bronco lineup, Christian Maggio. And he starts Christian off with the ball. So that is 5 in a row here. Let's see if Christian has some discipline. Excuse me, this is a situation where probably should not be swinging here. Make Mr. Johnson throw a strike before you start going, since he's thrown 5 in a row now. He throws over to first, trying to pick Mr. Kalani Washington off. Kalani's back with a slide. Johnson gets a sign, comes set. Delivers. Christian swings, hits a high fly ball to left field. Looks like the center fielder's going to run it down. Up, I'll say, well, and he missed it. Kalani doesn't understand that Kalani did not see that he dropped that baseball. It's a deep fly ball that carried a lot better than I thought it would, and the left fielder and the center fielder converged, but the center fielder had it all the way, and he's getting near the wall, and maybe he took his eye off it, and he dropped the ball. But Kalani had already kind of given up and was running back towards first base, and so the center fielder was able to make the long throw in to get the force out at second base. So that should go down as a hit for Maggio, but then it's going to be, I guess, an 8-4 maybe put out there for the first out of the inning. Again, you have Christian Maggio up to bat, and you have, Christian Maggio on at first now with Cole Bridge, your 3-hitter, at the plate. Cole has an 0-1 count. Tell you what, today that ball may carry a little bit, because I don't think Christian hit that ball very well, but that ball got way out to the outfield, so be interesting to see how the ball carries today. See the winds blowing out slightly to right center field. Beautiful complex here. Nice looking baseball diamond here for the Dyersburg Trojans. We played here Thursday night. Had some cool, rainy weather. This field held up, and we were able to get the game in. Always have some nice hospitality by these folks from Tennessee here. And I'll tell you what, man, they got the smokers going this morning, got some ham and some ribs going. And you folks know how I like to eat, so that's some good stuff. Cole Bridge, I know he has 2 strikes on him, but I can't quite tell, can't see the scoreboard to see how many balls he has on him. Let's see. Just walked, so it had to be a full count. So now we have runners on first and second with the 4-hitter TJ Preston coming into play. And folks, Sweet Lou's got me out of my comfort zone here. He's got me doing the play-by-play. I'm not a play-by-play guy. That's his role. I'm trying to fill in his shoes for a little bit here. Mitch Johnson really having a hard time finding the strike zone on a consistent basis right now. TJ takes low for ball one. Not really overpowering by any means. Throwing it in there good, but he's just not finding the strike zone. So I think if he throws some strikes, there should be some good hitting for the Broncos. Good pitch there. TJ takes a big swing, swings right through it for strike one. 1-1 count on the four-hitter TJ Preston, the junior third baseman.
Okay, I think I got the lineups in here.
All right.
So, what did Washington do?
Kalani walked.
All right, then what did
Maggio base hit, fly ball center field, but then Washington was erased on they put an 8-4 put out there at second base.
Washington's out 8-4.
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
So that may have to go down as a fielder's choice then, really, for Maggio, to be honest.
Well, that ball did fall in. I'm thinking we're giving him a hit.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say that
that's fine.
Washington was out.
Yep.
On the last play.
Then Bridge walked.
Yeah. Okay.
So now we have runners on first and second with TJ Preston up. He just struck out.
So we got Maggio at second, Bridge at first, and Preston just struck out.
For the second out of the inning, correct.
All right, I think I'm caught up here. We've got 2 outs now.
Yep. And the number 5 hitter, the catcher today, freshman Leo Guida.
Leo Guida, right-handed batter. Mitch Johnson on the mound for Hersey, Illinois. Stretching the pitch. That's a ball.
You know, it's Sweet Lou. It's really nice to see the young freshman getting a lot of opportunity. This is his 3rd game in a row he's called for the Broncos, and I think one of the reasons is I think Kyle Wyatt suffered maybe a thumb sprain, some kind of thumb injury the first night catching. He did a very nice job there as well. So get him healthy, but this is a great experience for Leo, and he smokes the ball right to the second baseman. Good
line
swing.
drive to the second baseman Smith to end the inning. So the Broncos' opportunities go by the wayside there. Leave a couple on, and after a half an inning, it's Lafayette Jeff 0 and Hersey, Illinois coming to bat. We're going to take a short audio break. You're watching Bronco Baseball. Sweet Lou, Jeff Luzatter back here at Dyersburg as we're ready to go in the bottom of the first inning. Chris Maggio, right-handed pitcher for Jeff, and he's facing the center fielder, Luke
Picchiotti.
That is definitely a baseball name, Chris. No doubt about it.
Good pitch.
Pitch on the outside corner for a called strike.
Good start there by Christian Maggio. Seeing it's his second time on the mound on this trip.
Only a sophomore, but he's got a lot of tool. There's a fly ball.
It's a good swing.
And
That's
that
trouble.
is over the head of Munoz in left field and headed into second base with a stand-up double. Is Picchiotti.
Yeah, that is a tremendous swing there by Luke Picchiotti, Sweet Lou. I mean, I wish my oldest boy was down from college here to be able to see that swing right there. I mean, as a left-handed hitter, to hit a ball in that left center field gap like that, man, that is a great-looking swing by Luke Picchiotti.
And batting left-handed going the other way with it is
exactly
that much more impressive, Chris, I think. Now we'll bring up the left fielder, Hunter Luke, batting left-handed also against the right-hander. He fouls the ball off to the left and out of play for strike one.
Well, we'll have to see how this progresses, but Christian Maggio seems to be really painting the outside corner into these first couple left-handed hitters, and Caleb Copen in center field is shaded a little bit to the pull side. I'd like to see him slide over the other way. Well, I think Christian throws one down and in, but we'll see how this transpires as the game continues.
Well, one thing for sure today, Chris, we got a beautiful day for baseball. Probably just a little cool, but there's not a cloud in the sky here. It's awesome.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's only cool because we're playing so early in the morning. It's going to get to about 70 degrees here today.
There's a strike call down the heart of the plate from Maggio, and the field looks absolutely immaculate.
No
nice
kidding.
job here at Dyersburg.
Yeah, these guys don't mess around.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at second. There's a ball in the dirt, and headed to third base is
Luke Picchiotti there.
Picchiotti, and he's in an excellent position with nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, that's good base running instincts. That's a situation there where you're the base runner. You're trying to read. It's hard to do, but the better base runners can do it where you're reading down angle out of the pitcher's hand. So if you see that ball's going to bounce in the dirt, you're taking off because it's going to take – the catcher's going to have to make a perfect block, scoop, transfer, and throw down to third base or to second base to throw you out. And it's hard to do. So if you can read down angle out of the pitcher's hands as a base runner, you're really advanced.
Counts full, 3-2. There's a fly ball down the left field line, and it is foul. But as you can see, Munoz out there having trouble with the sun. He had his hand both his hand and his glove up, Chris.
Yeah, that wasn't the very best route, but I'm wondering as well, why didn't T.J. Preston go after that at all? I saw Kalani's shaded over. That's going to be tough, but T.J. didn't go for that ball. I'm wondering if he didn't see it either.
Count remains 3-2. That was a dying quail, but ended up being foul. Here's, again, the 3-2 pitch.
Good
and a line drive into center field. Back goes Copen, and he can't get it. It's over his head. In to score is Picchiotti. And we've got Hersey takes the lead here. 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning on a solid base hit by Luke.
Sweet Lou, that's the situation right there where it is a back-to-back double by the Hersey team. But that's a situation where Caleb Copen, the young freshman playing center field, the hardest ball to judge as an outfielder, and especially as a center fielder, is a line drive hit right at you. Now, don't get me wrong, folks. That ball that Hunter Luke hit was absolutely smoked. But that's one that I think Caleb would tell you he should have caught. What you have to do in that situation, you hear some coaches say first step back, that kind of thing. I disagree with that because if the ball's in, you're never going to get to it. What you do on that line drive that's hit right at you, you sit on it. You sit down a little bit, and you give yourself a second to judge that depth perception, and then you go get the ball, right? And that's what, Caleb kind of froze and then reacted too late, and that ball just beat him over the top. But that's one thing you'll learn with experience the more you play that position.
Well, that's definitely why we're down here.
Right, that's right.
For the experience, get away from everybody. Daniel Clausen, the third baseman, right-handed batter for Hersey.
Sweet Lou, the other thing today is you probably in between every pitch you got to understand how the wind's blowing. The first 3 baseballs we've seen hit in this game today have all carried really well. There's going to be a couple home runs hit today.
Line drive base hit into left field. Luke stops at third base. He had idea that either the third baseman or the shortstop was going to catch that line drive, and he headed back toward his first reaction was back towards second, and he's only able to advance to third base.
You know, it's not, to be honest, that's not all that bad of a base running play there, because you have there's no outs. You don't want to make the first out at the plate, and that ball was hit so hard it's going to be tough for him to score anyway. So you're not bad in position to be first and third with no outs.
I'm going to try this. Cubesic?
Oh, let's see.
Cubesic?
Cubesic or Cubesic?
Dan Cubesic.
Yep.
Again, I think that's another baseball name. Definitely. Stretching the pitch. There's a fly ball into short left field, and that is going to drop in there for another hit for Hersey. And another run comes in to scores. Luke comes in. Clausen goes to second. And Cubesic on with a base hit. That's 3 hits here in the first inning. It's 4 hits,
yeah.
and it's counted for 2 runs.
Yeah, these guys are good. I mean, they're a good hitting team. They're going to hit. They're going to hit the fastballs that Christian is throwing and putting in play. We're just going to have to play defense. We're going to be on our toes and make some plays. Like you said, that's why we're down here, get this experience. This is a really young team the Broncos are putting out there. And like I said, you may take your lumps early, but that's part of the process.
So Clausen now on at second, Cubesic on at first base. That's going to bring up Will Adamski, and he bunts, a sacrifice, and it
nice
is a
job.
good one.
Nice job. It's going to be a base hit there, Sweet Lou.
Yep, another hit. That's 5 hits in the inning here, and that's going to load the bases.
That is just heads up.
Hersey.
That's just heads up baseball by the 5-hitter and DH Will Adamski. Will had runners on first and second. He decides to lay down a drag bunt. And it's a pretty good bunt. Christian Maggio tried to field, and he went down. He ranged over to the third base side, tried to barehand and couldn't grab it. And Adamski's going to beat it out anyway.
Foul ball by James Denton, the shortstop, batting left-handed.
So we've seen 5 batters, and they've gotten 5 hits, 2 doubles and 3 singles here. So we got to break up this cycle, Sweet Lou.
Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. As Chris said, Hersey on top. 2-0, bases loaded here, nobody out. There's
Good
a nice pitch from Maggio. He took something off his fastball there, and that thing dropped off the shelf to Denton. Stretching the pitch. Ground ball right back.
Nice
They're going to go to home for 1, and that's all they're going to get is a forced play at home. Forces out Clausen at second base for the first out.
Take that. Ground ball back to Maggio. He steps and throws to the plate for the force out. Can't get anything else. So 1 out now. The base is still loaded for the 6th hitter. I'm sorry, for the 7th hitter, number 17, Kyle Smith.
So we got 1 out now. Bases still remain loaded, and Kyle Smith, the catcher. Pitch on the outside for ball 1.
You know, that's that pitch right there where most 90% of high school umpires, well, I know 100% of high school umpires in Indiana will call it a strike. But that is actually, if you're a hitter, that's not a strike. So I really like this umpire.
Again, a pitch outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. No place to put Smith here in the bottom of the first inning.
You have to be on your toes right now if you're a defender, Sweet Lou. You have to expect the ball to be put in play right now on this pitch.
Again, we get something. Again, a foul at the plate off the bat of Smith.
You know, you'd like to see, and again, the umpire called it foul ball right away, but that's a situation where you'd like to see Leo Guida jump out of that catcher's box, pick that ball up, and tag the runner real quick. You know, because make it a tough call on the umpire. Force the issue there.
Pitch down low. 3-1. Kristen's got to bear down here.
Yes, he does. Need Christian to try to hit the corner.
First inning, 2-0. Hersey on top. And there's ball 4. And that forces in a run, and it's now 3-0. Got a courtesy runner. Number 4 is O'Neill running at first base. So we got Sam Alonzo, the first baseman, batting right-handed. Bases loaded. 3 runs in. There's a called strike.
Still only 1 out. You know, if you get Christian to throw a ground ball, throw a 4-6 or 6-4-3 double play, get out of this with no further damage, you can live with it. What you can't have is a double and a gap here.
Nice pitch by Maggio.
Called that right. That was a great breaking ball there that he had Sam Alonzo way out in front of. If Christian can throw that one again, I think Sam's going to go grab some bench.
Alonzo, the number 8 batter in the Hersey batting order.
Nice, good spot.
Oh, just missed.
But again, that's what we just talked about. That normally in high school baseball, that pitch is called a strike. But this umpire's on top of it. He's not giving you that. And again, as a former offensive player, I love that. I know the pitchers don't like it that much, but that's the right call.
Pitch down low, nice stop by the Jeff catcher.
I like that, though. That's good pitching and that's good hitting by Christian. Christian went to the outside corner fastball, just missed. He went back to that breaking ball, the slow breaking ball that he got Alonzo to swing at, but Alonzo was disciplined enough this time to not swing at it, so he gives himself a better chance here at 2-2.
Again, just missed.
And he just missed outside again. So, again, I know I'm rooting for the Jefferson Broncos here, but I got to tell you, folks, really good at bat by Sam Alonzo, laying off a couple of tough pitches, giving himself a chance to get something really good to hit with a full count.
3-2 count, runners on the move.
That's a
ground
great job.
Ball to second
There's
base. Could
play.
be 2. There's
4,
1.
6,
and
3.
there is.
Oh!
It looked like there was a tag there, but maybe not.
Yeah, I think Coach McTaggart's going to go ask if he can get some help, but I don't think they're going to help him out. I actually do think he got the tag. The throw was wide from Kalani Washington at first base to complete the double play, so they're going to say Alonzo's safe at first. I do think he was tagged, but again, the throw was wide.
Well, another run in, and it's now 4-0. And there's a ball. And there's a pitch on the outside for a called strike. Leaving the count 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, 4 runs in for Hersey. They lead 4-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Runners on the corners. There's a pitch down in the dirt.
Oh, that is tremendous base running there by number 11, Mr. Denton. James Denton? That is we talked about it a couple batters ago. He read down angle right away. And that ball hit in the dirt, didn't get very far away at all from Leo Guida, but heck, by the time that ball hit the dirt, I think James Denton was 3 or 4 steps down the line. There was no chance of him being out the plate. That is tremendous base running.
It's now 5-0. Almanzo on its second base. Again, the ball in the dirt, and again, good base running. Almanzo again.
And he just took a chest full of baseball. Jeez. Folks, that's the one right there where you got to be able to slide on both legs. On your bent leg slide, that's a situation where Sam Alonzo is stealing from second to third, and he slides, and his body is exposed toward the catcher. If he slides the other way on the other leg, then his back is toward the catcher. You'd rather get hit in your back than in your chest.
Well, there's called strike 3 on Trey Smith as Hersey bats all 9 players in their lineup in the first inning. They score 5 runs on 5 hits. We played 1 inning here from Dyersburg, Tennessee. I'm Sweet Lou. Jeff Lizatter on with Chris Walker. We'll take a short break here. You're watching Bronco baseball here on the web. Sweet Lou, Jeff Lizatter back here at Dyersburg as we're headed to the top of the second inning. Broncos have their work cut out for them, trailing by a score of 5-0. Ball one to Jason Winrick, the first baseman for Lafayette. Jeff batting right-handed against Mitch Johnson, the left-handed pitcher.
I'm not sure if Jensen got a hit yesterday at all, but Jensen took some really good swings. We faced a couple of really good arms yesterday.
Well, again, with the Broncos having those seniors basically fielding all the positions and then some graduate last year, so kind of back to the drawing board here in 2018 for Lafayette Jet baseball.
Yeah, and again, that happens, right? I mean, you graduate a big senior class.
On.
That's
they
right.
Graduate.
That's right. That's right.
Ball four, so Winrick headed down to first base with a leadoff walk, and now the manager the coach, I guess, for Hersey heads out to mound. I don't think there's anything wrong with Johnson.
No,
it looks like the coach is doing most of the talking out there, Chris.
Well, that's one of those situations where, I mean, it's a teachable moment, right? You come back up in the top of the second, you take the mound, and your team just scored 5 runs in the bottom half of the first. Coach is saying, why are we throwing balls? He's saying, attack the strike zone, let them hit the ball. We'll make the plays on defense, and we'll get outs. You know, the worst thing you can do in a situation like this is come back and start walking guys.
Well, the center fielder, Caleb Copen,
yep.
7th batter in Bronco batting order, and he gets hit by a pitch. Heads down to first base.
Guess he didn't listen to his coach very well.
That's going to put runners at first and second for the Jefferson Broncos.
I tell you what, Sweet Lou, as long as I've been around baseball, I think the thing that makes a coach the most upset or most angry, I mean, I've seen teams that don't hit. I've seen teams that make errors. But teams that walk batters, walk a lot of people, makes coaches more upset than anything I've ever seen in baseball.
Devin Seipel takes ball one. Devin playing second base. I think this is the first action that Devin's got down here. So
yes, it is. Tell you what, man, Matthew Copen, I see him down there. Matthew Copen's been big for us so far early in the year, and he's not in his uniform, and he's got something on his foot. He's limping big time. He just walked by our press box. I didn't even realize that. Sprained right ankle? Oh, man. It's not good.
Pitch outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. We're in the top of the second inning. Hersey, Illinois, leading Lafayette Jefferson Broncos by a score of 5-0.
So what I like Seipel as a baseball player is a little dude, but he's a little strong dude, man. He gives you all effort, too. He will run through a brick wall for you. I love watching him play the game of baseball.
3 balls and 1 strike now on Devin Seipel. Munoz in the on-deck circle for Jeff.
Devin's got to be disciplined here. It's got to be a perfect strike, not just any strike here. Got to be perfect. We need base runners, and that's not perfect.
It's ball 4.
I tell you what, our pitcher better watch out here. He may get pulled because, again, what I said a couple batters ago, you're up 5-0, right? And you come out and walk the first 3 hitters, or you walk 2 and hit 1. That may be it, folks.
Yep.
That is it.
The coach is not going to mess around. He's headed to the mound. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change.
I think
so we'll take a short break.
Yeah.
We'll take a short break and be right back after the pitching change. You're watching Bronco baseball here on the web. Sweet Lou, Jeff Lizatter back here with Chris Walker as we're had a pitching change. Now pitching for Hersey is a left-hander, Tim Ridge. He's ready to face Marcus Munoz, the left fielder. Bases loaded. There's a pitch outside for a ball.
You know, I know this sounds crazy, but I would definitely almost have Marquise take until he gets a strike here. Make these guys throw a strike. I mean, because Ridge didn't throw very many strikes in the warm-up session.
Lefty versus lefty here.
There's one.
There's a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. That evens the count 1-1.
Here we go. Now, if you're Marquise, you're looking to drive a baseball in a gap somewhere. Marquise, a lot of pop, a lot of power.
Winrick on third, Copeland on second, and Seipel on at first for Jeff, and there's a good swing. But he didn't make contact, does Marcus Munoz. Munoz, the number 9 batter in the Jeff batting order. There's a pitch down low for a ball. Evens the count 2-2.
Now, a good hitter's count here, Marquise. I think you can sit dead red fastball here. Ridge has not shown any signs of any kind of off-speed pitches, so I don't think he'd throw it now with the risk of going to 3-2 and to your 9-hitter.
Wind up in the pitch. A swing and a miss. But that is in the dirt and gets by Smith, the catcher. And that'll be...
Yeah, Marquise is out because that first base was occupied.
First base occupied. That's the first out of the inning.
But it is going to score Jensen Winrick, so you're on the board.
So we've got one out. Jeff's on the board. And it's now 5-1. We're back at the top of the batting order now. Kalani Washington. He hits a line
ball
drive
smoke.
base hit down
That a boy, Kalani.
left field line.
Pick
That's
the
going
click.
to score a couple. Here comes Copeland. Here comes Seipel. And into second base is Washington. So finally the Jeff Broncos get a little bit of life in them here.
That was my pick to click today. I had a little chat with Kalani before the game, just kind of clear his head, and I really like what Kalani brings to the table. Quick twitch athlete. I like him defensively. He's really strong kid. He's really worked on his body, and that's a good swing. That ball's roped down the third baseline for a double. Two-run double.
Now 5-3. Second hit for Jeff. Christian Maggio, the pitcher. Duck on the pond at second.
Christian
can help himself here.
He may go deep here, Sweet Lou. Would not surprise me if he gets one up in the air and gets it out of here.
Pop up, out of play.
File it straight back.
5 runs, 5 hits for Hersey. 3 runs and now 2 hits for Jeff. Ridge in relief here in the top of the second. There's a line drive.
That's going to sit. That's going to sit.
That's going to drop, and that gets by the left fielder, Luke. Round third and heading for home is Washington. And then to second base with a stand-up double is Maggio. So Christian helps himself, gets the Broncos within a run here, and it's now 5-4.
Yeah, that's just, quite honestly, the left fielder there. Let me see what the left fielder's name is. That's Hunter Luke out there. That's a play where you're not. It's hit and it's going to drop too far in front of you to come dive for that. That one you just play on a hop and keep in front of you, and you can keep Maggio, who's now being courtesy run for, but you can keep him on first base. But it doesn't do you any good to give up a double in that situation because now a hit from Cole Bridge ties the game. But I go back to all the walks, right? I mean, you walk the bases loaded, and then you walk another guy and you get the hits. And so now, you came into this inning up 5-0. Now we have a 5-4 ball game.
Alderson now running for Maggio as a courtesy runner out at second base. Brings up the right fielder, Cole Bridge. Stretching the pitch. That's a ball up high.
And that ball's looking good coming in for Ridge. Like I said, it's not overpowering at all, and you can see it very well. So this is, if you're a hitter, you're kind of having a fight at the bat rack to try to get up to that batter's box right now.
Pitch up high, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Alderson on at second base for Jeff. That's the tying run.
Colbert's going to come out of his shoes on this swing here, Sweet Lou.
There's a swing and a miss at a high, hard one. 2 balls, a strike. 1 out, runner on second for Jeff here. 4 runs in. Probably first time all road trip here, Chris. The Broncos showed some life on the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Stretching the pitch from Ridge. That's inside for a ball. Count now 3-1.
Well, you know, Sweet Lou, baseball's offensive productions, it's all about timely hitting, right? It's not just getting a lot of hits. It's about timely hitting. So, you know, here's an inning where Jeff's able to string a few hits together in a row, get a couple walks, and when you do that, that's when you get the run production, and that's what you need to score a lot of runs.
Here comes a 3-1 pitch.
Good
Line
swing.
drive, base hit right
Good
over
swing.
second base. Rounding third is Alderson. Oh, he stops.
It's a good
And
idea.
headed to second. Heads up base running there by Cole Bridge. Not sure what happened. The center fielder hesitated and was thinking about throwing to home plate.
No,
by that time the throw got in. Go ahead, Chris.
No, what happened was, I mean, the center fielder came up, did exactly what he was supposed to do. Ground ball hit hard to him in center field. He comes up, makes a strong throw that's low enough to be cut off. They let it go through, and it's just great base running by Bridge. When he sees that the ball's not being cut off, he advances to second base. That's where you need your first baseman in the middle of the field, and your catcher's got to be communicating with him, letting him know to cut it or not, because Coach McTaggart had stopped Will Alderson, so the catcher's got to let the first baseman know to cut that ball, and if he cuts it, you keep Cole Bridge at first base. And now, instead, he's at second base here.
Well, runners on second, third, and it's
T.J.
Preston now the third baseman. And a base hit here Broncos could take the lead.
TJ's
Came into this inning trailing.
TJ struggled a little bit here early in the season, but all he needs to do is make some contact here, be productive, get a run in. It's a good take.
Pitch outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Don't try to do too much. Just square the ball up. TJ's plenty strong enough. If he can just square the ball up consistently, it's going to go.
Now the battery the battery for Hersey. I've got this school located in Arlington Heights, Illinois. So
Yes,
it's
sir.
Basically
That's not too
part
far
of
from
the
where I grew up.
Suburb of the big city of Chicago.
That's right. The suburbs
and you said
there.
you grew up in that area?
Somewhat. I'm more of a southern suburbs guy. I grew up in Joliet, Illinois, and Arlington Heights is more up north. But I know the area. Probably 40, 45 miles or so away.
Pitch up high, and it's 3 balls, no strikes. And Tim Ridds, the Hersey pitcher, 1 pitch away from loading the bases.
Interesting pitch selection there. 2-0, he threw a curveball, and I haven't seen him throw a curveball yet. He threw a curveball that was really high.
Pitch on the outside for a called strike. It's 3-1.
I know it sounds crazy, but that's probably one of those situations where I would turn TJ loose on 3-0. But that ball's up in the zone a little bit. TJ's struggling a little bit. Give him an opportunity to get 3 pitches a hit here. Now he's down to 2.
3-1 pitch, and that's high ball 4. And the bases are loaded.
You know, Sweet Lou,
1 out.
I talked about earlier how all these walks really upsets a coach. But I'm telling you, the next set of folks that this kind of game upsets are your umpires. Home plate umpire don't like to sit back there and it's ball, ball, ball. So these pitchers need to start throwing some strikes.
Well, Ridge now going from the windup. Leo Guida. I'm going to have to work on that all season. Guida. And he takes a called strike.
Leo absolutely smoked the ball his first at bat, line out to the second baseman. If he can get a little air under that thing, Leo's going to put one in the gap here.
drives and delivers. Foul ball right back over our head. Now hits the screen. Again, a great facility here at Dyersburg High School. Wind up and the pitch from Ridge. That's a pop-up. Short center field. Shortstop off his glove. Here comes Alderson. There's going to be an out at second base, which forces Preston. But Alderson scores, and the game's tied. What do you think on that, Chris? That's an
E6 all the way. E6 there, and then you get a 6-4 put out to Preston at second base, but that's definitely an error.
Shortstop. Preston out on the fourth play. So the score's tied 5-5. And the Broncos now have runners on the corners with 2 outs. The batter is Jensen Winrick, first baseman, and he takes ball 1. So we got a whole new game here.
Tell you what, man, that makes for a long bus ride. Even though I don't know how this game's going to play out, but Hersey coaches cannot be happy with what's unfolded here early in this game.
Good pitch by Ridge as he gets pitch in on Winrick's hands, and he swings and misses.
Mm-hmm.
He's a count 1 ball, 1 strike. Stretching the pitch, and again a pitch up high, 2 balls a strike. Bridge on at third.
And this is
Witta on at first.
And Jensen led off this inning, Sweet Lou, with a walk. So this is his second time batting this inning.
That's your son over there, courtesy running, right?
That is Jacob. Yep.
I was going to say we got Walker, courtesy runner at first base. Boy, just like last night, he's got tremendous lead down there.
Man, Jacobs really put a charge into 2 baseballs yesterday, man. I never thought I'd see him hit a ball 2 balls that far.
That's going to load the bases up again.
2 walks in the inning for Jensen. I wonder if he's happy about that. No kidding. Going to help the old on-base percentage, that's for sure.
Well, that'll bring up Caleb. Copen?
Yep, that's Mr. Copen.
I got him wearing number 10 today. There's a swing and a miss.
Yeah, you know our uniform number situation has always got us guessing up here, Sweet Lou. It seems like they change every game.
And there's a called strike.
Tell you what, man, a Lafayette Jeff baseball player, you tell your girlfriend you're number 10, she shows up at the game and sees someone else in your number, you think something's wrong, you know?
Wind up and the pitch, that's outside.
Need that good at bat here by Caleb. He's got to finish it off, stay in there, drive a baseball hard the other way, pick up a couple more runs.
Ridge from the wind up. Here's the pitch to Copen. Ground ball foul down the left field line. That's going to even the count now, 2-2. Well, Chris, a little disappointed. My Cincinnati Reds opened the season with got beat 2-0. Shut out by the Washington Nationals.
Who did Max?
High for a ball.
And I'm guessing Max Scherzer threw that game for the Nationals.
Sure did.
Yeah, they're.
Reds are young this year.
Yeah.
We still got our all-star and first baseman Joey Votto, hopefully going to have another great year. But wind up in the pitch. There's a pop-up.
That's right on. That's going to hit our head, Sweet Lou.
Right on top of us.
Oh, he got us.
Just
that was right on my dome. I felt it, man. But no, Sweet Lou, you're right. That Nationals team, I mean, that's whenever you can go Scherzer, Strasburg, that's a pretty good 1-2 punch. And so I'm a guy that tries to look down the road, and I always see that as a potential nightmare for my Cubs in the postseason. Hopefully if the Cubs get there, right? But that pitching staff, man, it's big time.
3-2 pitch coming, and that's high.
Oh, 2-2. Now 3-2.
2-2. Yeah, now the count's full. Well, what a great sports night. We got done with that doubleheader. Of course, we're a little disappointed losing, but get home and get to see Notre Dame. Gal hits a winning shot at the buzzer to beat undefeated UConn.
Yeah, that's a factory there.
Tried to get the Cubs game, and that's ball 4.
Wow.
They went 17 innings at Miami and lost 2-1.
Why'd you have to bring that up, Sweet Lou? We weren't even talking about the Cubs, man. That's not right.
Well, that forced in a run, and the Broncos now lead here in the bottom of the second, or top of the second inning. Well, it scores 6-5. Pitch outside to Devin Seipel.
Sweet Lou, I could be wrong, but unofficially, we've played an inning and a half. I think I have 9 combined walks so far.
Yeah, I'm sure that scorecard's looking really, really
Yeah,
good.
it's a mess.
Here's the pitch. Ball.
I tell you, you can even tell by the umpire's body language. He's getting tired of all these balls, man. This is tough. This is really tough. You know, this Hersey team.
Bases are loaded.
And this Hersey team, I think, was scheduled to play 6 games in 3 days, and so it's going to tax the old pitching staff when you do that.
3-0 to Seipel, the second baseman for Jeff. Walker on at third, Wendrick at second, Copen on at first for the Broncos. There's a called strike from Ridge.
I think this was even a game that I would have probably walked in, Sweet Lou. And I tell you what, I used to get in trouble in college. My college coach, I was a leadoff guy. But heck, my on-base percentage was going to be my batting average because it took a really bad pitcher to walk me.
Yep,
I went up there with a bat, and my plan was to use the bat. So if I could reach it, I'm swinging.
Yep, I'm right with you.
But this,
ball 4, and that forces in
thank
another
goodness,
run.
it's unreal.
And it's now 7-5. It looks like we may have another pitching change.
Yeah.
Yep,
You can tell by that the body language from the coach. He is not happy. Give me the ball and get out of here.
We've got another pitching change here for Hersey, Illinois. We'll take a short audio break and be right back. Broncos leading 7-5. We're in the top of the second inning. You're watching Bronco baseball here on the web. Sweet Lou Jeff Luzader back here at Dyersburg High School in Tennessee. Lafayette Jeff trying to get their first victory. We had a pitching change for Hersey. Right-hander Nick Benagini.
Biagini.
Yeah,
Biagini. Yeah. Sweet Lou, we were talking off the air over the break there, and we scored 7 runs on 3 hits, and there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 walks. That's including an HBP in this inning.
We got batting here.
This is Marquise Munoz, the 9-hitter.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
Ooh. Jensen Wimmer didn't get a good read, and Marquise Munoz didn't give him any hand signals or anything. Marquise has got to let him know that ball got away.
The bases are loaded. Wenrick on at third. Copen at second. Seipel on at first base. Marcus Munoz, the left fielder, batting left-handed. Facing Nick Benagini, and there's a swing and a foul back. And I think if you ask Marcus, he'd like to have that one back.
That was a great rip by Marquise there, though, Sweet Lou. And I tell you what, for all you old-time baseballers out there, Marquise Munoz is really trying to avoid the kangaroo court right now because Marquise struck out in this inning already. You do not ever want to make 2 outs in the same inning.
Pitch up high for a ball.
Yeah, that one's, in open pro baseball, you do that, you pay a fine to the team pot, and that goes toward the end of the year celebration, which you call kangaroo court. So in college baseball, we do things a little differently, and I won't go into any more details, but
there's a wild one.
Jensen got a bad jump.
Wenrick with run number 8 for Jeff.
Jensen got a bad jump. Marquise was waving him in, but he scored easily there. So give Marquise another chance here to get a good rip on one.
Everybody's moved up.
Mm-hmm.
Copeland now on at third base, and Seipel on at second base.
Good speed on the bases and tremendous speed at the plate. So
absolutely,
it's speed, speed, speed.
Marcus Munoz can run like a deer. Here's the pitch, and that's high and away, ball 4.
I'm kind of glad there for Marquise. He avoids that kangaroo court, folks. But it is the 8th walk of the inning. I'm being honest, I don't know if I've ever seen that. 8 walks in an inning?
Wow.
And again, that does include 1 HBP, but we're going to count that as a walk. But
Kalani
8.
Washington now. There's ball.
And Kalani's already doubled in this inning.
8 runs in for Jeff here in the top of the second inning. They came in trailing 5-0.
Kalani smoked the dough on the third base line his first at bat, and then he gets hit by a pitch. So there's another free pass. I hate to see that for Kalani because he's starting to get in the groove, man. I want to see him swing the bat.
Well, the score now.
He scored. Yeah, run scored there.
9-5. Bases still remain loaded with 2 outs, and Christian Maggio, the pitcher, 2 for 2 on the day.
I hate to say this, Sweet Lou, but if you're the Hersey coach, you kind of think, man, maybe we overdid it here packing these games on because I just can't imagine you have much pitching left. I mean,
there's a first pitch swinging at pop-up.
He's struggling to see it. He's struggling to see it.
Denton, the shortstop, gets the glasses down, and the inning finally over, but the Broncos came up with 9 runs here in the top of the second inning. On only 3 hits, what I've got.
Let's see.
And we head to the bottom of the second. Jeff 9 and Hersey, Illinois 5. We'll take a short audio break. You're watching Bronco Baseball here on the web.
Sweet Lou, Jeff Luzader, along with Chris Walker, as we're headed to the bottom of the second inning. Broncos, a 9-run top of the inning here, leading 9-5, trying to salvage one of these 4 games here on our southern trip to state of Tennessee. Luke
Picchiotti,
the center fielder, takes ball 1 from Christian.
The way this wind's blowing is
Maggio.
scaring me right now, Sweet Lucas. Picchiotti smoked the ball his first at bat. If he gets it up, he may do some damage.
There
it
you
is.
called it. Although the right fielder
Got it.
for Jeff,
Good.
Bridge, in under that for out number 1.
I think he got that off the end of the bat, a little bit off the end. That's why it died, allowed Bridge to run under for the first out. Christian's going to have to work down the knee level or just under the knee level because getting a nice little breeze out to right center field with a couple of left-handed batters up, that could be a recipe for disaster.
First pitch swinging is left fielder Hunter Luke, and he fouls it off to the left and out of play for Hersey. Broncos will open North Central Conference play on Tuesday as we host the Logansport Berries, and then there's a nice pitch by Maggio, curveball that broke down. And then we'll head to Logan on Wednesday. I'm not sure what the weather, if you've seen the
I have not, sir.
extended forecast.
Didn't even look.
Nice
Great pitch.
by Maggio as he gets a strikeout.
That is a tremendous pitch by young Christian Maggio. Paints the outside corner, and Luke Picchiotti's got kind of the butt flying out one way, and he just kind of waves at it. He just can't reach it. So really good pitch execution there by Christian Maggio.
So we're 2 up and 2 down for Hersey here in the bottom of the second inning.
Good pitch.
That's a
Great
beautiful
pitch.
curveball. Bends in there for a called strike. That's got to be Christian's best pitch of the day, Chris.
That was really nice, Sweet Lou. And like you said, that's the start with a first pitch curveball strike. That's impressive for the young guy.
Pitch outside for a ball.
Tried it again, just missed.
Daniel Clausen, the third baseman, up for Hersey. Of course, Christian Maggio, only a sophomore, and he does not look like a sophomore out there on the mound. There's a called strike.
If he can throw that same pitch again, that's going to be tough to hit. It's a great spot. Tell you what, but Daniel Clausen's a big 3 hitter. You don't want to miss up to him. Now that wind's blowing straight out the center field, and the ball is carrying very well here today.
Wind up and the pitch. That's outside. That's going to even the count. 2 and 2 with 2 outs.
The young freshman Leo Guida is going to need an ice bath when he gets home because he has taken an absolute beating the last couple of days.
Well, he caught both ends last night.
Sure did.
Behind the plate, you got to give.
Yep. I think we only have technically two catchers here, and like I say, I think Kyle Wyatt, the other, is hurt.
Pitch outside for a ball, and that's going to run the count full to 3 and 2. 3 and 2, 2 outs, bases empty here in the bottom of the second. Broncos, Lafayette Jeff leading by a score of 9-5. Trying to salvage one of 4 scheduled games here on our southern trip.
Oh, that's
Ball
gone. That's
pretty well
way
hit.
gone.
That
That's leaving.
Could be,
You
might
forget
be,
about that one.
it is.
Holy cow.
And
That
Mr.
is
Daniel
way
Clausen
gone. I told you.
parks one over the left field wall for a solo home run, and it's now 9-6.
That's what I'm saying. This is,
Runs on 6 hits for Hersey.
I tell you, man, as a hitter, you'd give anything to hit on a day like this. I mean, this would be, I'm telling you, there should be, everyone on that bench should be standing with their helmet on at the bat rack because the weather conditions are great for hitting.
Brings up the right fielder, Dan Kubsik. He takes ball 1, so it's now 9-6.
Another good-sized kid here, Christian. You just gotta, as a pitcher, you gotta work down the zone here. If you don't work down the zone, you're gonna get hurt. But if you can stay down there, you'll be fine.
Pop up to the right, giving chase to Wenrick, and that's behind the dugout. As I mentioned, the Broncos will open North Central Conference play against the Logansport Berries Tuesday at Loeb Stadium in Lafayette, and then head to
Logan on Wednesday before we get ready for Joe Heath Classic next weekend. There's a curveball in there for a called strike. Friday night, the Broncos will take on Crown Point, and then Saturday we'll take on Huntington North and Chesterton.
Sweet Lou, I'm going to be torn next weekend because that Joe Heath Classic, I'm going to have to, hopefully my wife will take one for the team and want to watch Jacob so I can go down to Bloomington and watch IU and Purdue play in the weekend series.
That should be a great series down in Indiana.
Yeah.
It's up high. We're in the count full, 3-2, of course.
That was going to be really weird for me, Sweet Lou. I'm telling you. Being a former Purdue player, and I have to be in my IU stuff supporting my son, but man, I'm going to get talked about.
There's ball 4 to Cubesec.
Don't want to start walking people here. Because like I said, with these hitting conditions, it only takes a walk and a hit, and they can be back into this game because all you got to do is get one in the air a little bit. Square one up in the air, and it's going to go.
Going to bring up Will
Adamski. Ooh.
First pitch swinging.
Adamski singled in it. I'm sorry. Yeah, he did. He singled in his first at bat. You know, again, talk about how much fun it is as a hitter on a day like this. When you're a hitter, especially you're hitting in a 5-hole and you're getting your second at bat in the second inning, that means good things are happening.
Short lead at first for Cubesec.
He took one right down the pipe.
Strike.
That was right down the middle. That split the heart of the plate there.
No balls and 2 strikes now on Will Adamski. Right-handed batter. 9-6. Jeff on top. Ground ball to Preston.
Yep. 6-4 in the put out for a third out.
He goes the easy route to get to force at second, and it'll end the inning. So no runs.
No,
one run,
yep.
A home run.
Yep.
And 1 hit, and we played 2 complete. With the score, Lafayette Jeff 9 and Hersey 6. We'll take a short audio break. You're watching Bronco Baseball. Sweet Lou Jeff Lizatter back here at Dyersburg, Tennessee. Lafayette Jeff and Hersey, Illinois, battling it out here. Our final game, trying to salvage a victory. Cole Bridge takes a called strike. Top of the third inning, Broncos 9 runs on 4 hits. Hersey 6 runs on 6 hits. Nick Benagini, and there's a, well, did he check swing that?
No, he didn't go. Didn't even ask. I think it's worth an ask, but
yeah, I would think so too. It looked like maybe 1 ball, 1 strike on
Cole Bridge, a right fielder. Third batter in Jeff's batting order.
1 for 1 on the day with a
Pitch
walk.
outside for a ball, 2-1.
Again, this is Cole's third at bat, and we're in the third inning. So again, when that's happening, it's got to be a lot of run production. Oh,
Foul ball in on his hands.
Yep. Jammed him
The
up.
count 2-2.
Looks like Devin Seipel down in the bullpen for Lafayette Jefferson Broncos. Like I say, he's a little guy, but Devin Seipel's got a good arm on him.
And Genie winds and delivers, and there again a check swing. Bridge holds up, runs the count full, 3-2.
Cole's a little antsy in the batter's box right now, and he doesn't need to be. He's getting really heavy on that front foot. He's lunging a little bit. Like I said, he doesn't need to be. He's got that wiry strength. Just let the ball get there and hit it hard.
Fly ball down the right field
That's
line,
trouble.
giving
That's big
chase.
trouble.
And a nice play by
Right fielder.
Cubesick, the right fielder.
And that's
He
probably
goes
going to
to
be
foul territory to make the play.
That's what I was going to say. That's probably going to be a foul ball there. But that's a nice running play because he had to come a long way to make that play.
So 1 up, 1 down.
I like to see TJ Preston get 1 up in the air here because he didn't went a long way. All he's got to do is connect.
There's a pitch down low to TJ.
All he has to do is square it up.
Well, he hit a rope last night foul. I think we
Sure
get a
did.
hold of one here. If he can make contact, he's going to hit the ball hard somewhere.
Now here's the pitch right now, the 2-0 count. But this is when TJ has a tendency to get so big and so strong, he yanks and he pulls his head. If you just stay simple here and square it up, it'll go.
Wind up in the pitch. That's inside for a ball and off the glove of Smith, the catcher, and to the backstop. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bates is empty here in the top of the third inning.
I think Coach was giving TJ the hold sign. Yep.
There's a called strike. Nope.
Yep,
Yeah, it
called
is a
strike.
called strike.
Mm-hmm.
Plate umpire, you can hear him pretty good, but he signals very slow.
Yeah, I think all these walks have taken the energy out of our umpire.
There's a swing and a miss. It should even account 3-2 on TJ Preston. Jenny winds, delivers, and there's ball 4. And headed down to first base with a 1-out walk.
Leo Guida, who is 0 for 2 on
Leo
the day.
Guida, catcher, now batting right-handed. Decent lead over at first base is Preston.
Ouch.
He gets hit by a pitch. So Guida gets hit by a pitch and heads down to first, puts runners at first and second for Jeff.
I'm telling you, Sweet Lou, this Hersey Ball Club, they're going to want to take this scorecard after the game and throw it away and never see it again because now we are up to, I'm going to count, and it's including hit by pitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 free passes. Again, I'm not sure. And folks, we've played 2 1/3 innings. Right? Am I wrong?
Nope, you're right.
Shit, 13 free passes in 2 1/3 innings. That, man, I tell you what. Wow. Yikes.
Coach for Hersey going to leave
I'm looking at my scorecard, Sweet Lou. Here's an interesting thing.
Benigini in. Go ahead.
So the next the next 4 batters in the Jeff lineup. So the 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters in Jeff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Jason
8.
Winrick now batting.
They've had 8 plate appearances, and they made 1 out.
Fly ball into center field. Caught.
Nice catch.
tagging and moving into second base is Preston, so he tagged up after the catch by the center fielder.
So what I was saying was the last 4 batters in the Jeff lineup have had 8 plate appearances. 7 of them have either been walks or a hit by pitch, and then you had 1 strikeout by Marquise Munoz. Unreal.
So Jeff with runners on the corner. Here's a
Holy
wild
cow.
one. Preston comes in to score. Headed down to second base. And again, there's Walker out there. Your son, pinch running.
Yeah. He's running for the catcher, Guida.
So it's now 10-6 in front of with Jeff on top. Walker, courtesy runner at second base.
Tell you what, we're going to be approaching the time limit here pretty soon, I'm guessing.
Caleb Copeland, the center fielder, batting left-handed. Number 7 batter in the batting order. He swings, and there's a foul over and behind the Hersey dugout. Ten to 6, Jeff on top. Stretching the pitch. That's a ball. I think the count's 2-1. 1-1,
Well, I think if you have to guess, it's probably a fair guess to say there's probably more balls than strikes.
There's a curveball, hits the outside corner for a called strike 2. One and 2.
Oh, that ball's
That is
hammered.
over the head of Kubsek. Copeland around
He's going
second.
through. He can move.
Yeah,
Oh.
he stopped and stand up double. Walker scores, and it's now 11 to 6. Broncos now, I think, may have 6 hits. Or maybe
Oh
5.
my God! Another pitching change. Oh
Yeah.
no way! Or maybe just talking to him, or oh.
So we do have another pitching change for Hersey. We'll take a short break here and come back. Looks like a right-hander. You're watching Bronco baseball here on the web. Sweet Lou, Jeff Lizander back here at Dyersburg, Tennessee. Is pitching change for Hersey of Arlington Heights, Illinois. Now pitching a right-hander, Cade O'Neill. We've got Copeland on at second base. He had a stand-up double. Broncos leading now at 11-6. Devin Seipel takes ball one. There are 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Stretching the pitch. There's a foul ball, and that's over our heads, now to play. Evens a count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Seipel. Here's a 1-1 to him. Ball just inside. Ball 2, 2 balls, 1 strike.
I think that was his breaking
11
ball.
runs, 5 hits, and no errors for Jeff. 6 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for Hersey, Illinois. There's a swing and a foul tip into the glove of catcher Smith for Hersey. Evens a count, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Beautiful day here in West Central Tennessee. There's a pitch up high for ball 3.
Yeah. Seibel isn't exactly the biggest guy in the world, so it makes it a little tougher to throw a strike to him. Not that bad of a pitch.
Copeland leading at second. Here's a pitch, and there's a line drive.
That's trouble.
And that is caught
nice
by the
play.
right fielder, Kubsek.
Nice play.
And nice rope going the other way is Seipel, but nice play by the right fielder, Kubsek, for Hersey. But the Broncos now with 11 runs, and we played 2.5 with the score. Lafayette Jeff 11, and Hersey of Arlington Heights, Illinois 6. We'll be right back. More baseball. You're watching Bronco baseball here on the web. Sweet Lou Jeff Lizatter back here at Dyersburg, Tennessee, as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Broncos of Lafayette Jeff leading Hersey of Illinois by a score 11-6. Chris Maggio, the right-hander. First pitch swinging is James Denton into center field. Copeland has it for out number 1. So
Caleb scared
that's
me a
the way
little
you
bit.
like him, Chris. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Yeah, Caleb scared me a little bit. He threw the glove up, but he was just shading the sun. He was on it all the way. Makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And like you said, after what we've seen in some of these innings, we will take 3 pitches and 3 outs.
Yeah, I said it a number of times on the broadcast. There's a called strike. If you get that first out of the inning, man, that just sets the table.
Sure does.
For the rest of the inning, and it's usually pretty good.
Yeah, it's usually favorable. Usually favorable to the defensive team. If you can do that.
Bounces from Maggio. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike.
It bounced, and the umpire decided to throw it back to the catcher or to the pitcher. And old Blue back there doesn't have a very good arm, I tell you.
There's good hustle by Brian McDonald there. Get that foul ball. Good to see Brian back on the coaching staff after being absent a year or two. And there's a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Christian winds and delivers. There's a base hit into left field past of Washington, the shortstop. We hit number 7 for Hersey. Solid single past the shortstop.
I'm sorry. A nice piece of hitting there by Kyle Smith. Just takes a fastball, hits it right through the 5-6 hole there for a base hit. Nicely done.
Got Carlson, a courtesy runner, at first base. Brings up Sam Alonso, 0 for 1, the first baseman. Gets down low for a ball.
He had a fielder's choice of 4-6 last time. If he can do that again, let's see if we can complete this double play. That was when ground ball to Seibel, threw it to Kalani. Kalani threw it wide, and Jensen tried to tag the runner. I think he did apply the tag, but the first base umpire didn't see it that way, so had a fielder's choice there.
Well, I see most of the college games I'm watching have 3 umpires versus, of course, at the high school that has 2. There's a little chopper right back to Maggio. He's going to go for the out.
Take the sure out.
And that'll be 2 outs now, and the runner Carlson moves into second base with 2 outs.
To continue your point, Sweet Lou, I see the Big Ten has actually joined the SEC conference. And so for the Big Ten series, Big Ten now has a 4-man crew, which I think is tremendous.
Absolutely. There's a called strike to Trey Schmidt. Well, it's a game of angles, and like we mentioned there, that play at first base. When you get in the college game, of course, the pros have had 4 umpires for a long time, but you get the max, it just makes things a lot easier.
Well, these athletes are too big, fast, and strong. You need as many eyes out there as you can to officiate the game. So I'm a big fan of the move, and I think it's going to make things a lot better.
Nice pitch by Maggio. He had Schmidt out fishing out that pitch outside. There's a chopper right at the plate. See the flags out in center field. They're blowing straight out, as you mentioned from the outset, Chris.
Yep.
Great day for hitters.
I'm telling you what, man. This may be one of those days where I forget all my hitting mechanics and I'm trying to get one in the air. Hit it on the barrel, hit it in the air, you're going to have a chance.
Nice pitch. And a great inning by Chris Maggio.
Yes, it was.
And Schmidt strikes out the end of the inning. We played 3 complete with the score. Lafayette Jeff 11. Hersey of Arlington Heights, Illinois, 6. Head to the 4th inning. You're watching Bronco baseball here on the World Wide Web. Sweet Lou, Jeff Luzader back here with Chris Walker as we head to the top of the fourth inning. Jeff trying to salvage one game of this 4-game series. Down here is our southern trip. Marquise Munoz, the left fielder, batting left-handed against Cade O'Neill, right-handed pitcher. That's called strike. Here's a count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, Sweet Lou, this is one of those situations where I always got to tell your team, have a little situational awareness. It's been a long game. Umpires are tired. Be up there ready to swing the bat.
Munoz hits
that
one
ball's
in the
carrying.
deep center
It's carrying.
field. That ball's carrying, but the
nice
center
job.
fielder I'm trying to pronounce his
Picchiotti.
Picchiotti, yeah. Picchiotti. Under it 4 out, number 1 here in the top of the 4th inning.
It's a nice job by Luke Picchiotti running because that ball was hit well over his head. He went straight back, fought the sun, fought the wind, made the play. Nice job.
There's a chopper. Foul to plate. Off the bat of Cupsec.
Oh, you mean Kalani? This is Kalani.
Yeah, excuse me.
I want to really see Kalani have another good at-bat here. Good pitch. Good pitch. Fastball in the outside corner there, strike 2. Now Kalani's got to fight here. Don't give up on the slow breaking ball. Drive a fastball.
Pop up into short right fielder, giving chases. Schmidt called off by Cupsec, the right fielder. And quickly the Broncos 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Ground ball, first pitch hitting is
nice arm.
Baggio, and
nice arm.
The shortstop Denton throws him out to end the inning. So the Broncos go very quietly and quickly here in the top of the 4th. 3 up, 3 down, and we played 3.5. Jeff still leading 11-6. You're watching Bronco baseball here on the web. Lou Jeff Luzatter back here as we have a new pitcher for Jeff. Devin Seipel now pitching for the Broncos. First pitch swinging, and that ball is hit.
That ball
deep.
gone.
Could be, might be, it is. A solo homer for Luke
Picchiotti.
I'll get that right.
Tell you what, Sweet Blue.
Second home run that Jeff staff has given up, and it's now 11-7. One to left field, and now Picchiotti hits one to right field at a no-doubter.
Picchiotti is an impressive baseball player. He's been one of the best players I've seen since we've been here. Played a really good center field for Hersey, but his first at bat, he drove a double in the left center field gap. He's a left-handed hitter, and he's got a good build on him. This time he gets a fastball in, and he doesn't do. You and I were just talking off the air about taking that first pitch. Picchiotti said, "Forget that." He got that first pitch, and he just hammered it out to right field. That's a great swing.
Hunter Luke, left-handed batter, left fielder for Hersey, and they pull within 4 here. It's now 11-7.
Ouch! That got blue on his foot. Umpires don't like that. He showed a little bit better arm that time, getting the ball back to the pitcher. I like that redemption by home plate umpire there.
So Devin Luke, the second batter in Hersey's batting order. Picchiotti was a leadoff batter. Always nice to get some power out of your leadoff man, Chris.
Yeah, and he provides plenty of that. He's got a nice little slugging percentage going today with a double and a home run and 3 at bats so far.
Seipel, there's ball 4.
Don't want to see this.
You got a home run and then a walk here. Seipel having a rough time coming in relief.
Here's another good bat, too. Clausen's got the other home run, so you got to be really careful with him. And look at that wind right now.
Devin Clausen, the third baseman, takes a pitch outside for a ball. Nobody out. Runner on at first is Luke here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And Daniels 2 for 2 on the day, single in the first, home run in the second. Here he is in the 4th.
Pitch inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
And he is thinking right now, he's looking for that ball to come in looking like a beach ball. And if it does, he is going to swing that bat as hard as he can.
Seipel stretches and pitches. That's outside. 3 balls, no strikes.
I know this sounds crazy, and this is against all baseball rules, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's 3-0 to this guy, my 3-hitter, who I really trust, and I know we're down significantly. I'm turning him loose. I am. With the wind conditions, I'm letting him swing.
Yep. That's why we're up here.
Yep.
He didn't get the green light. It's
Sure
now
did.
3-1.
I mean, it's early in the season, man. I'm letting him rip because he is swinging a hot stick right now.
Cupsec in the on-deck circle.
Oh.
And there's ball 4. And that will put runners at first and second. Luke on at second. Clausen on at first.
To me, it's about having faith in your players, right? Knowing your players, knowing what they can do. I know it's a high school level, and one can kind of control the game a little bit, but you got to start letting these guys spread their wings and fly. And if I trust a guy can swing it, trust his plate discipline, it's not a bad idea to turn him loose in those situations.
There's a called strike to Dan Cupsec. 11-7, Jeff on top here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Good pitch.
Nice pitch there by Seipel.
He's got kind of a funky delivery, and then he throws that, kind of wraps that arm around and throws that breaking ball, and you don't know where it's coming from.
No balls, 2 strikes. Runners take their leads at first and second. Here's the pitch. Just outside. Not a bad location for that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The other thing that Devin Seipel does, he really short arms it, so that ball's coming right out of his ear, and he kind of throws like a catcher.
pitch.
Oh, that's nice.
Curveball hits
That's
the
dirty.
inside corner for called strike 3, and that was a beauty. By
Yes, it
Seipel.
was. Kind of front door breaking balled him right there, and it just froze Kupsik there. It's a nice pitch by Seipel.
So 1 out. Runners still remain at first and second.
That's only the second strikeout of this game for us.
We got number 4 now batting for
Yeah, Cade O'Neill. That's Cade O'Neill here for Mr. Adamski.
yeah. A pitch outside for a ball.
You really have to stay on, as a home plate umpire, you really have to stay on this ball with Seipel because it moves a lot. He gets a lot of glove side run on his fastball, of course on his breaking ball, but ball just always moving away from a right-handed batter.
So who is this batting?
This is Cade O'Neill.
O'Neill.
Good breaking ball. Oh,
Yep.
okay, he called it.
He did call it.
Tell you what, I think this umpire's been pretty good today.
Yeah, he has.
Especially due to the circumstances with all the balls. I mean, this is about the most fair high school umpire game I've seen in a long time because, like I said, as a hitter, sometimes you get some of these 2-strike calls that are so far off the plate. Good pitch.
There's a
Great
curve
pitch.
ball in there for called strike 3.
Seipel's found a groove.
Two down now. Runners still remain at first and second. Batter now, James Denton. Batting left-handed. Stretching the pitch from Seipel.
Wow.
Curveball, and he is really getting that ball.
Yes, he
late there,
is.
Chris.
You know, I know it hadn't been the most successful trip from a wins and losses standpoint, but there's been some good things that I've seen. And, you know, some of the fine.
Nice pitch.
Yeah.
Seipel gets Denton in on his hand, strikes him out, and that'll end the inning.
Seipel threw the ball well. I like what Nick Collier did on the mound last night. Saw some good things out of him. Cole Bridge looked good. Of course, young Christian Maggio. So there are some things that you can build off of from this trip, Sweet Lou.
Well, we head to the 5th inning. Broncos still leading by a score of 11-7. We're about a 10-minute before the 2-hour time limit, so we may get this half inning and maybe get to the 6th. We'll see. 11 runs on 5 hits for Jeff, on no errors. But then Hersey's got 7 runs on 8 hits, and they've committed 1 error. We'll take a short break. You're watching Bronco baseball. Sweet Lou, Jeff Luzader back here with Chris Walker. We head to the top of the 5th inning, 11-7. Lafayette Jeff over Hersey of Arlington Heights, Illinois. Cade O'Neill on the mound. Cole Bridge steps into the batter's box for Jeff. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Pitch outside for ball 1.
I'd really like to see Cole Bridge smoke one before we leave here because, I mean, he's really got the possibility to lead this team in a lot of offensive categories this year.
There's a nice swing, but no contact. As O'Neill throws it by him. Bridge now in a hole, 0-2. Pitch up high for a ball. One ball, 2 strikes on Cole Bridge. Here's the pitch. It's outside, 2-2. Again, not a cloud in the sky down here. Beautiful Sunday, Saturday. Pitch just again outside.
A little bit out, but again, the situation we've had so far, I don't blame the umpire on that one.
Last day of March 2018.
Oh, man, that's right.
Got to watch out tomorrow for April Fool's
Ooh.
Day.
That's right.
Ball 4, or I guess that was ball 4. Yep.
I think Cole Bridge didn't know it either.
Yep.
You know what, man? That's a pet peeve of mine. I don't care. I mean, again, scoreboard operator sitting right next to me, and I'm sure he was right on it. But I don't care if he didn't have a scoreboard at all. If you're the hitter, you better know what the count is every single time you step in that batter's box. Every single time. There's no excuse, right? You have to know what the count is. I mean, that changes your approach, pitch to pitch.
T.J. Preston now up. He takes a ball. Well, and then April 3rd, I want to say happy anniversary to my wife. We'll have 42 years.
Holy moly.
On April
Congrats,
3rd.
man.
Love you, Gene, and my daughter, Ashley. So
Early congrats, Sweet Lou. 42 years?
42 years with the same woman. I was married right out of the womb.
Is that, hey, I'm asking this with all due respect. Is that a good thing or bad thing, Sweet Lou? And just so you know, I'm just 40 years old, Sweet Lou, so you've been married longer than I've been alive, man. Wow. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, there's a beautiful curveball there from O'Neal. Man, that's his best pitch I've seen him throw. That was a beauty to Preston.
The scary thing, though, I think, my anniversary is August 22nd, and that'll be our 20th year. So we'll be married for half the time I've been alive. So I'm going to be approaching your territory, Sweet Lou. Oh, TJ.
Preston goes down swinging for the first out.
Yep.
Here in the 5th inning.
We got to get TJ figured out, Sweet Lou, because we're going to need him this year.
Bridge still on at first base. He's got a good lead over there. Brings up Leo. Let me pronounce it.
Guida.
Yeah,
Leo
I can't
Guida.
see that W there. I see a U, but I can't see that W.
Yep, just throw a W in there when you write it, when you spell it out.
Throw to first, and close play as Bridge is back safely. And you got to take your hats off to Guida here. He's been behind the plate all these games.
Yes, he has. I think
curveball in there for a called strike.
I think he'll probably sleep well on that ride home.
No doubt about it. One out, bases Bridge on at first base here in the top of the 5th. Jeff leading 11-7. There goes the runner. Throw down to second base, and
he's out. He
Out
dropped the
of
ball.
there.
No, he dropped the ball, Blue. The ball's over there. Blue. Oh, no.
Yeah, he did.
He called him
did
safe.
save.
All right, he called him safe, yeah.
Yep.
The ball's over there.
So Bridge with a stolen base, now in scoring position for Jeff.
Yep.
And they're umpire, I guess he's all right. He's getting his gloves off. He initially called out, but then the umpire didn't have the right angle to see that the ball went through the glove of Schmidt, the second baseman.
I think what happened was a really great throw by the catcher. The ball beat Cole Bridge there. Shortstop put the tag on him, but just a little collision there, just a contact, allowed the ball to come loose. That ball smoked by Leo.
Line drive.
Right to Picciotti.
And Picciotti at center field right on that one. So
Guida's had a tough luck day today, man. He's got an E6, a hit by pitch, and 2 lineouts. Lineout to the second base and to the center fielder. So he's getting close. He's getting close.
A tough break there for the catcher. Guida for Jeff as he lines out for the second out here in the fifth inning. Brings up Jensen Winrick.
Yep.
Runner in scoring position is Bridge. Here's the pitch. That's up high. 2 balls, no strikes. 11-7. Jeff on top here, trying to salvage one game of this 4-game series. There's a fly ball pretty wet into center field on their horses. And it can't make the plays is Kupsiak. And Bridge scores and a stand-up double for Winrick.
Nice swing
now
there by
12-7.
Great swing
6
by
hits
Jensen.
now for Jeff.
Great swing there by Jensen Winrick. And Pigliotti was on his horse and the right fielder and just out of their reach. So nice swing there by Jensen. The RBI 2-out double. Gotta love 2-out base hits, especially 2-out base hits that produce runs, Sweet Lou.
No doubt about it. 12-7. Jeff on top.
I think that.
Caleb Copen, now the center fielder, steps into the batter's box to face Cade O'Neill.
I think that is the hardest thing to do offensively in baseball. Pick up 2-out RBIs, 2-out hits.
Pop up over to the right side.
That's going to save
Alfonso in foul territory makes the play, and that'll end the inning. The Broncos do come up with a run. It's now 12-7. Jeff on top as we head to the bottom of the fifth. We'll be back after this short break. You're watching Bronco baseball here on the web.
Yes.
Sweet Lou, Jeff Lazatter back here. As we head to the bottom of the fifth inning, Devin Seipel, right-hander, facing Kyle Smith.
Man, that breaking ball.
There's a called strike.
Wow. He's getting a lot of action on that breaking ball.
Devin Seipel has got, I think he's got all his ducks in a row here, Chris. He's
figured something out.
Pitched a pretty good game here.
You know, it's
outside for a ball.
So, Lou, it's funny what happens sometimes in pitching. Devin Seipel came in, and the first pitch he threw to Pigliotti was hit way out of the park. And after that, he didn't walk the next 2 guys, and then he struck out the next 3. And so he's found a groove, hopefully.
Ball back to the backstop.
Yeah, I say that as he throws the ball back to the backstop.
Count now 2 balls, 1 strike.
Smith is 1 for 1 on the day. Singled in the third, walked in the first.
Pitch down low for a ball. It's count now 3-1.
Don't want free passes here. Absolutely. I'd rather see home runs and walks. At least that gives you something to talk about.
Devin Seipel winds and delivers. That's outside for ball 4. So a leadoff walk.
Got a courtesy runner there, Sweet Lou. That looks like number 19 is Joe Carlson.
That's who I've got, Joe Carlson. Courtesy runner at first base. Nobody out.
It's also a new hitter, Sweet Lou.
Number 22.
Oh, have fun announcing that last name. I can't help you on that one.
Massassini? Something like
Massasesi?
that. Yeah, we'll just say Brian now.
Yeah, how about Brian? Sorry, parent. If your parents are listening, we apologize.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's going to be Brian from here on out.
Yeah.
Brian M.
Line drive, dropped by Washington. He goes to second,
Smart
goes to
play.
first for a double
Good
play.
play.
So a hard hit ball by Brian M. And Washington not able to handle it, but he able to get it over to second baseman Walker and over to Winrick for a 6-4-3 double play.
Actually, I think he did that unassisted, Sweet Lou. I think it was a 6-3.
Oh,
right?
yeah, he didn't go. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
And we have another pinch hitter here, Sweet Lou.
And now pinch hitting for Schmidt, number 5.
Tom Quirk.
Tom Quirk. Quirk batting left-handed. He takes a called strike. So the Broncos two outs here in the bottom of the 5th. There's a line
good swing.
drive.
That's beautiful.
That is a fair ball.
I
down
love
the left
that.
field line. And Quirk, a long single as he. Good hustle by Munoz to get that ball in from left field.
Another
So
one.
two out
Man.
single.
Again, I know I'm not supposed to be rooting for those guys, but that's just, to me, that's good baseball. Left-handed hitter, gets a ball in the outside part of the plate. What does he do? Line drive right down the left field line. I love it. I love it.
So 2 outs.
Coach McTaggart,
Looks like
what
Coach
are you
McTaggart's
doing?
going to make a pitching change. He's going to bring in Copeland from center field.
Look at
Breaking
Seibel's
the
like,
action
Coach, I
here.
wanted to finish it. But no, I get it. He's trying to get Coben some work, and that's actually a really good move for Coach McTaggart because you want to get Caleb Coben back out there to kind of get those bad thoughts out of his mind from last night. So I really, it's, other than the delay that we have to undertake for this to happen, I really think it's a good move by Coach McTaggart to get Copen back on the mound to wipe that last night situation out of his memory.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly there.
Yeah, Caleb came in, and like I said, he was throwing the ball well, but man, he ran into some big barrels last night.
So who we got?
Let's see. I'll help you out here.
I don't think he's come out of the dugout yet, has he? There goes Walker into. Is he coming out? Your son coming out there at
Let's
second?
see.
Look like he is.
Yep.
There's number 1.
Oh, it's probably just because the way the
Seipel,
changes
okay.
work. You got to put guys back out there.
Seipel coming back on the field. All right, so we do have Copeland coming into from center field. He's now going to be pitching for Jeff. Somebody came in to play second base, and I don't know who it is.
That's Seipel. Seipel came back in. Seipel is re-entering the game to play second base.
Okay, so who's in center field then?
We'll see here in a second.
Of course, did your son go out of the game?
Yeah, Jacob is out of the game now, but
Jacob Walker
we
was
actually
second.
I don't think we have enough bodies out there right now. Maybe I'm wrong. Jensen.
1, 2.
Actually, Cole Bridge is an outfielder standing in the infield. For what reason, I don't know. But
Well, he's the right fielder.
right, but he's standing in the shortstop area. So that's what's so our outfielder is going to be. Looks like going to be Bridge. Yeah, right. Bridge is in right field. That is who is that in center? That's Marquise Munoz in center, and you have looks like Christian Maggio is back, re-entered the game, and he's back in left field.
So what spot was Maggio?
Maggio's hitting the 2-hole. He's
Okay.
hitting the 2-hole. So
All right.
so basically Maggio just came back in the game for Walker.
Okay, there you go in the 2 spot.
Yep,
And he's playing left field.
correct.
Okay, I think we got it all straight now. So we've got Caleb Copeland now pitching, a left-hander, and he throwing to
Achilles, get that shirt tucked in. Call time,
Yeah,
get the shirt
absolutely.
tucked in.
Yeah.
Come on, Caleb. It's not 10-year-old baseball, bud. We shouldn't have to call time to get our shoes tied and our shirts tucked in. Where's mom and dad? I'm looking down to find them. I know they're listening.
Yeah, there we go. I think Copeland's ready to go now. 1 ball, no strikes.
Oh, man, we're back to Picchiotti. This is my guy. Forgot.
There goes the runner. Throw down to second, not in time.
Good job by Kalani Washington keeping that ball in the
Now
infield.
with a stolen base. Excuse me. So Quirk now in scoring position. Twelve to 7. Jeff still on top. Pitch hits the outside corner for a called strike from Copeland.
This would be a huge out and huge confidence builder for Caleb Copeland if he can get this guy out, because Mr. Picchiotti's been a stud today. Can really swing it. Double home run.
There's a fly
That's
ball.
Apple.
into
He just
left
hit an
field.
Apple
That's
jack.
pretty well hit.
Oh no, kind of sad.
Into score
Died.
comes Quirk.
Another
and
double.
Into second base is. Well, ball almost got away from the shortstop for Jeff.
Tell you what, man. Been impressed with Mr. Picchiotti.
Well, it's
Really
now
good day.
12 to 8. And that old saying, Chris, it's never over till it's over.
As long as there's time left with aluminum bat, Sweet Lou, the game's never over.
That'll bring up Hunter Luke. 1 for 2 on the day.
You know,
Copeland, there's ball 1.
those aren't as bad of pitches as the hitters are making them look, but they're doing a good job of acting like they're going to get knocked out by it.
Stretching the pitcher, goes a runner. There's a ground ball over
That's
the
trouble.
head.
That's trouble. Nice
Over to
play,
first.
Devin
Nice play
Seipel.
by the second baseman, Munoz.
Oh, Devin Seipel, I mean.
Or Seipel again.
Great play.
Seipel made the play at second base.
I think that is going to be, that should be, yep, it is.
Yep, that is the end of the game. So, final score, the Broncos salvaged 1 of 4 games here on our trip to Tennessee. Final score, Lafayette Jeff 12 runs on 6 hits and no errors. And Hersey of Arlington Heights, Illinois, 8 runs on 10 hits and 1 error. And a beautiful day for baseball. The Broncos go 1-3 on the road trip. We'll be packing it up, headed to Lafayette here in a little while. So, Chris, final thoughts on our road trip.
Well, like I said, a good thing for the kids. They're able to salvage this game, get a win, go 1-3 on the trip. But to me, even if they would have lost this game, there's still a lot of good things you can build off of. Saw a lot of new young faces getting their first dose of varsity baseball action. So a lot of good things on the pitching mound. We're gonna have to pitch well this year, and we're gonna have to string hits together. So we'll see. I mean, but like I said, when you graduate 12 seniors to the year before, there's gonna be a lot of growing pains. And we saw some of that. Saw some sloppy play at times, but hey, that's part of baseball.
Well, appreciate you watching the broadcast. Again, the final score, Lafayette Jeff 8 and Hersey of Arlington Heights, Illinois, or Lafayette Jeff 12 and Hersey, Arlington Heights, Illinois 8. Our next broadcast will be Tuesday from Historic Globe Stadium in Lafayette as Broncos open North Central Conference play against the Logan Sport Berries. For Chris Walker, I'm Sweet Lou Jeff Lazatter. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget the archives. So long, everyone.